Let's dive right into this explainer and bust the absolute biggest myth in car audio upgrades, all while ranking the 5 best speakers you can buy this year.
Right, because if you've ever sat in your car, cranked up your favorite track, and just felt completely underwhelmed by that muddy, lifeless sound, you are in the exact right place. We're breaking down the absolute best options for sound quality in 2026, and we're looking at everything from a practical $100 all the way up to a crazy $650.
Section 1 is Audio Foundations. Section 2, the top 5 speakers. Section 3, Secrets and Verdicts. We are building this from the ground up. Foundational specs, climbing the ladder of those top 5 speakers, and finishing with the crucial installation secrets that will literally save your entire investment.
Section 1. Audio Foundations, the basics of car audio. First up, we have to address the most common mistake people make when they think their car audio sounds bad.
Oh yeah, it's a mistake that costs hundreds of dollars, and usually it doesn't even fix the core problem you're actually having.
Dean upgrade completely backward. They go out and buy a heavy subwoofer first, thinking their music just needs more bass. The source material actually has a perfect example of this. A guy spent $300 on a powered sub because his music sounded weak.
And when he installed it, sure, he had bass, but every kick drum sounded like someone beating a wet cardboard box.
Exactly. Because completely missing from his master plan was the fact that his factory door speakers were dead. We're talking rotted foam, cheap paper cones producing incredibly muddy sound. The true foundation of sound quality lives in your doors, not your trunk.
So before we even look at speakers, you have to understand the specs that actually matter. You can totally ignore the giant 1,000 watts printed on those cheap boxes. That is peak wattage, which is basically just a marketing lie. RMS dictates the honest continuous power a speaker handles. But if you are keeping your factory radio, the single most important spec in the world is sensitivity. Sensitivity measures how much actual sound you get per watt of that power.
Here's exactly why that matters. If you keep your factory head unit, it's only pushing about 15 to 20 real watts per channel. A speaker rated at 88 decibels is going to sound incredibly quiet and strained on that low power.
Your new speakers absolutely must have a sensitivity of 90 decibels or higher to wake up and sound clear on a factory stereo. That is the exact rule we use to pick the list today.
Section 2. The top 5 speakers, from budget to audiophile.
What's really interesting here is how we step up from practical budget options to absolute audio perfection. Every single speaker on this list serves a very specific type of listener.
Starting our countdown at number 5 is the Budget King, the Kicker CS series components, coming in right around $100 to $110.
This is the set you buy when you are stuck in factory sound jail and you just want a massive upgrade without blowing your whole paycheck.
These deliver 100 honest watts RMS with a 3/4-inch titanium dome tweeter. Now, titanium can sometimes cause listener fatigue because it's really bright, but Kicker brilliantly includes a switch on the crossover to knock those highs down if your car is too bright. The crazy part? In tests, they actually got louder without distorting than speakers costing 4 times as much on factory power. The expensive speakers wanted a massive amplifier and just sat there half asleep, while these Kickers totally sprang to life.
At number 4, we have the JBL GTO69C. This is a legendary set of components that has dominated best of lists for the better part of a decade.
And they run for about $125. You really don't stay on top pick lists for 10 years by accident.
Not at all. With 92 decibels of sensitivity and a larger +1 cone that gives you up to 30% more cone area for free mid-bass, these are incredibly loud and punchy. They also use a silk dome tweeter, so the highs are super smooth.
But there is a trap here, Marcus. That 3 ohm impedance is a crucial detail you absolutely cannot ignore.
This is the big trade-off between our 2 budget champions. Kicker offers a standard 4 ohm load. That means it provides a safe, reliable punch for absolutely any car out there.
Right, and the JBL plays louder and sounds fantastic, but it seriously risks overheating weak factory amps due to that 3 ohm load. At the exact same voltage, a 3 ohm speaker pulls about 1/3 more current. So if your factory amp is healthy, the JBL is the smartest $125 you can spend. If it's weak or old, play it safe and stick to the Kicker.
Moving into premium territory, at number 3, we have the Focal ISU 165, bringing high-end French acoustic engineering to the $150 to $180 price point.
This is the exact same brand that builds 5-figure home audio systems. Their car speakers share that exact same acoustic DNA.
Boasting the highest sensitivity on our list at a massive 93 decibels, these will run incredibly clean on just 15 factory watts. They feature an inverted aluminum magnesium tweeter, which spreads the highs wider for incredible imaging. This is really where you stop just getting louder and you start getting exceptionally clean front and center vocals. It isn't flashy, it's just beautifully musically right. At number 2, for around $300, we find the JL Audio C2 650. This shifts the focus entirely from high volume to pristine studio-level accuracy.
We are officially entering the final 10% of audio perfection, and man, that last 10% costs real money.
You might look at this and balk, because despite costing $300, it actually has the lowest RMS rating on the list, at just 60 watts.
But Dean, it's not about the watts here. Its mica-filled polypropylene cone is stiff and light, and its wonderfully polite silk tweeter acts exactly like a studio monitor that tells the absolute truth about your music. It never gets harsh, even on hour 3 of a long road trip.
So the practical buyer might stop at the focal for brilliant, effortless sound directly on factory power.
But the true enthusiasts will choose JL Audio, provided they are willing to spend extra on a clean, 4-channel amplifier to truly wake them up.
Exactly. Without a real amp, those JL Audio speakers are fine, but you definitely won't get what you paid for. And that brilliantly illustrates the absolute pinnacle at number 1, the Hertz Mille Pro, a set that will run you upwards of $650. Yeah, this is the set you buy when you want the sound system that the rest of your car gets jealous of.
Believe it or not, the secret to the best car speakers in the world is often just paper. The Hertz features engineered pressed paper pulp, which delivers this deep, rich mid-bass you can physically feel in your chest. And it's paired with a Titolan dome tweeter that never fatigues your ears. Just note, much like the JBL, the latest version of these operates at 3 ohms, so you absolutely must pair them with a high-quality aftermarket amplifier.
At this elite price point, the ultimate enthusiast debate is between the engineered paper of the Hertz and the unique flax cone of the $590 Focal PS165 FXE. Both require a real amp to shine. It's a coin toss for a lot of people, but the Hertz slightly edges out for providing that truly transformative listening experience. The kind that makes you stop analyzing the specs and just drive farther on purpose just to keep listening.
Section 3. Secrets and verdicts. Installation tricks. Listen, you could buy the best, most expensive speakers in the world, but if you ignore these next secrets, you will completely ruin the entire investment. Installation is just as important as the hardware itself.
Dean, the ultimate secret in car audio is your door. A $500 speaker in a rattling, untreated metal door sounds like a cheap $100 speaker. But a $100 speaker in a treated door sounds like $300. Spending $40 to $90 on Beetle Sound Editor is absolutely mandatory for achieving premium sound. You have to stop the metal from vibrating and seal up those holes. That brings us to some other common mistakes that will instantly ruin a new install. Wiring just one speaker out of phase, meaning putting the positive wire on the negative terminal, will completely cancel out your bass. You can test this in 10 seconds. Just fade the audio entirely to the left, then entirely to the right. If one side alone sounds fuller than both together, your wiring is out of phase.
Also, mounting your tweeters too far from the woofer smears the audio image. The cymbal crash arrives at your ear from a completely different place than the singer's voice.
To recap, the biggest mistakes to avoid. First, don't expect subwoofer bass from 6.5-inch speakers. They handle mid-bass, you still need a sub for the bottom octave. Second, always check mounting depths before ordering. Some speakers are just too deep for your doors. Third, keep tweeters aimed and within a foot of the woofer. Fourth, as Dean just said, treat your doors with deadener. And fifth, never feed 3-ohm speakers to a weak factory amp. From the $100 kickers that immediately rescue you from factory sound jail, to the $650 Hertz Mille Pros that make a song you've heard 1,000 times feel brand new, the choice is totally yours. But considering everything we've uncovered today, the real question isn't just which speaker you'll buy. It's how many hidden details you've been missing in your favorite songs all these years, and are you ready to finally hear the music exactly as the artist intended?